Hey guys, today is what grinds my gears day. We got a big one. All right. What is wrong with our elected officials? Come on. Storming an ICE facility. Just saying, I'd be in jail if I did that. I'd be in jail if I stormed a regular prison. You know why? Because it's illegal. It's trespassing. I understand some people are going to be like, yeah, but they're Congress people. They have a right to go inspect the facility. Yes, they do, but everybody has rules. You have proper channels to go through. They didn't do that. That lady up there saying, oh, I don't know how to body slam anyone. Okay, you body check them. Yeah, it's different. It's still assault. You're not allowed to touch a cop that way. Get over it. This is the party that literally was all up in arms during January 6th. I'm not a Republican. I'm not even a Democrat. I'm more of a libertarian. But you know what? January 6th made a little bit more sense because they stormed the Capitol. Yeah, not the smartest choice in the world. They weren't going to win the fight if it ended up that way. But at least they went after the people in charge. Here we have Democrats breaking the law. And yet they're like, I didn't do nothing. It's DHS's fault. ICE, they shouldn't have been there at their own facility. God forbid they're doing their jobs. Now, that's not all. You got the Newark mayor getting arrested, saying, they arrested me for trespassing after I left. Sir, you were still inside of their gates. They probably told you a dozen times to leave. That means you were trespassing. All right. Now, let's be honest. None of these people are actually gonna see charges. Despite what Department of Justice wants to say, it's a load of shit. They're not going to arrest a congressman or a congresswoman or put a city mayor into jail. All right? It's just not going to happen, people. Get over it. They're better than us. They don't have to follow the laws. All right? Then you got the New York AG who, said she married her husband or her father so she could get a better interest rate. So I understand in New York State, incest used to be a thing back in the 17 and 1800s. It's now illegal, and you can go to jail for 25 years for it. So, saying your father is your husband, you might want to be careful with that one. And then on top of that, calling it a political witch hunt. Well, this is what happens when people make things criminal that everyday Americans wanted to do. Let's be honest. If we all could do the tax loops that Trump and Eli and everybody else in power does, we would do it. But we can't. We just don't have the money. We're just poor Americans. Because there is no middle class anymore. You're either poor or you're rich. There's no in between. So, again, for real people, these Democrats, they need to get their heads out their ass. They say they want change. They say they're for the American people, but yet they're fighting the Republican Party on tax cuts for the working class, on no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, things that us normal Americans tend to work a lot of. Let's just be honest. Overtime is, needed nowadays in 99% of the households. So, again, can we all just agree? Our current system's broken. But we can fix it. I'm not saying let's go burn down some buildings, because that's illegal. I'm saying let's vote these people out. All of them. All right? If they're past their second term in Congress or the Senate, get out. We don't want them. They no longer work for us at that point. They spent too much time on Capitol Hill, and all they do is work for big business. Yeah, I understand Trump just signed that pharma deal. But what happens if it backfires and pharma says, hey, we're just not going to give America any medications until you pay our prices. So those people that depend on insulin, EpiPens, all that could die. Granted, probably not going to happen. I always think of the worst case scenarios. But the Democrats are going to fight it. They're going to sue them because God forbid we make America affordable again. All right? We're not allowed to do that. That is a crime, okay? God forbid we do anything that the whining party right now wants to do. And trust me, like I said, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. Libertarian. I was going to vote for RFK. But RFK decided he was a pussy and dropped out. Go figure. Couldn't beat Trump. But, hey, most third parties can't. So, it's one of those. Is Trump going to be the world's greatest president? We all hope so. We all want better for this country. But that requires our two-party system to actually work. Two-party systems don't work. All across the world, people have realized this. They've all gone to parliaments. And I understand the argument against parliament. Well, the Nazis, they'll have representation. Well, yeah, that's a parliament. The 100% of the country would be represented. So yes, out of the, let's make it 1,000 representatives, one of them might be a Nazi. Oh my God. How ever will we make it to where we don't have to pass any Nazi material? Oh yeah, because the country doesn't have many Nazis, so we won't have to worry about it. All right, but you'll have more people up there. You'll have farmers. You'll have, Joe Schmo off the street. Drug addicts. You'll have a lot of people represented. Just saying, we probably wouldn't see government officials beating up cops. Because you and I, we would go to jail. But because they're representatives, they're immune from being arrested for this crime. Just saying, we're never going to see them get in trouble. We won't even see them get sanctioned. Because God forbid the Republicans pull their panties out their butt and say, you sanctioned, we're done, you're no longer allowed to talk or vote here, get out. Because we can do that. The Republicans can do that. They just choose not to. Because God forbid we run a country. Let's just keep piling up debt. It doesn't work that way. I can't go into $2 trillion worth of debt and still have a house. Why can our government? Trust me, this could be a much longer video, but I'm going to stop there. Because America once was the greatest. And it might be again one day. Today's just not that day. Think about that. And I'll see you next time on What Grinds My Gears.